Let's begin just by warming up the wrists and hands a little bit. Rotations of the wrists, the elbows are close together. Try to get as big of a circle through the wrists as you can, in all directions, backwards, forward, side to side. Whatever feels good for you. Then bring the elbows in close to the ribs. We make big circles with the wrists. I try to imagine as if I'm trying to clean out the inside of a big jar with a rag or a cloth. So you get all the corners of the jar. And of course the other direction. As with all the exercises, if there's some painful spots, avoid them at first, but slowly try to work into a pain-free range of motion. Big circles with the shoulders and elbows, mostly just still loosening up before we begin to go a little bit deeper. Keeping the elbows at the same hinge point, we'll rotate the forearms in and out. Then, bracing underneath the elbow, we pass the forearm in front and in behind. And the secret to this movement is to keep the elbows up quite high so you have some space to move the forearm. Meanwhile, we try to keep the shoulders low, being aware of the breath into the abdomen, relaxing the body as much as possible. Let the shoulders, elbows, wrists be fluid. We'll shake it out a little bit. Feel free to shake out in between any of the exercises so you stay nice and loose. And now we're going to try to make a big circle with the arm, really challenging all the range of motion. And here I'm taking my other hand to rotate my rib cage away from the arm because we'll have a tendency to turn towards the arm, which uses a bit more of our spinal flexibility. A little bit less of the shoulder flexibility. So go nice and slow, maybe even a little slower than I did here, and explore the ranges of motion of the shoulder joint. And feel free to pass through or stay in those areas that are particularly interesting. Again, I'm trying to avoid turning with the hips or turning with the ribs so I can get a good sense of what's going on in the actual shoulder joint. For me, my left shoulder is a little tight here, so I'm making some funny faces as I go through it. And shake it out. Then we're going to let the shoulders relax as we whip the arms back and forth like an agitator in a washing machine. Really try to feel like you're moving from center of your body right through the spine, and let the shoulders and arms be very loose. A lot of the movement is actually coming from my legs and hips here. And I'm whipping my arms around and even just letting my hands tap my sides gently. Same thing going to the side. Turn the feet to the left and we're going to swing the arm forward and back. Imagine as if your arm is like a piece of limp rope and you're throwing the rope. Of course, if you have some injuries in the shoulders, be a little bit more gentle. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Coming towards the front now, sort of a skiing movement. One arm is going forward and the other back, but with the same whipping limp rope movement as we were doing just a second ago. And as you continue to do it, you can be more and more vigorous. If you have the coordination, you can try going one arm forward, one arm back. Try doing it slowly if you're having a hard time doing it fast. Eventually you'll get it. This movement we're going to do fast in a moment, but slowly we make fists, turn the fists upwards, and draw just below the ribs. And then as you exhale, you fire the arms back. It's a very vigorous, invigorating exercise. Exhaling each time, pumping some energy into the shoulders and the chest. And we'll do a similar exercise, this time with the arms above the head. As if you're doing a pull-up, you're going to make a fist and pull it right down to the ribs. We'll do it slow a couple of times, and then the fast version. Exhaling each time you bring the arms down, and try to keep the elbows in nice and tight. This is an easy way to do pull-ups. Staying loose, relaxed, checking in with your breath. Now we bring the arms to the sides in a T shape. We're going through 3 positions: forward, up, back, forward, up, back, forward, up, back, forward, up, back. And relax. You could repeat that a few times. Now we're going to do the T-service exercise, making 2 full circles with the hand. We try to keep the palm facing upwards as we feel through the range of our shoulders. First, drawing the hand in towards the belly, out to the side, up and over the head, and then back to the center. And then we'll switch back and forth. Feel free to let your whole body move with this. There's no reason to stay stiff. Keep breathing comfortably. Now we're going to have a challenge and try to do both at the same time. This might not be that easy at first. Give it a shot. Try to add a little bit into your practice. See where it takes you. It's a great shoulder mobilizer. Another way of doing 2 at a time is opposites. It's not perfect here, but you get the idea. As one is passing over the head, the other is coming into the stomach. This is sort of like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. Some movements for the shoulder blades as we squeeze up and roll back. Good exercise any time of the day. Slightly different variation. Make fists and squeeze the arms, lots of energy in the arms, and then try to press back the shoulder blades as far as you can, then forward, then back and forth. Try to see that you're not squeezing your shoulders up into your ears like this as you do that exercise, but now we'll deliberately squeeze the shoulders up to the ears and draw them down the back. Placing the palms together without rotating your trunk, bring the arms across the body. Then we'll wrap underneath and have a stretch for the deltoids. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Again, you're actually contracting your trunk muscles to avoid having your body twist. Go as far across as you can to open the back, then wrap around and stretch. Breathe, relax, release any tension. This next exercise is quite vigorous. We press the palms or the fingertips or both together quite hard to create some muscle energy in the arms as we draw back the tops of the hands and the shoulders as far as we can without letting the back curve. And then slightly shrug and descend the shoulders. Now we're going to grasp the hands and do kind of the same exercise, but now trying to pull apart the hands to create an isometric contraction. And again, we're raising and lowering, sliding the shoulder blades up and down on the back. You can try different grips to see what's comfortable for you. We'll do the same thing behind the back now, pressing the fingertips together as we try to pull the hands away from the sacrum or the buttocks. It's quite a challenge, especially if the shoulders are tight at all. Try to keep breathing comfortably, press the fingers together, hold and release. And again, now we're going to grasp the hands together as if to pull them apart. It's actually usually a little bit easier than the pressing together action. And then slight bend in the elbow as we pull the thumbs away from the buttocks. Pressing the hands together, here we try to keep the elbows bent at 90 degrees. It's a similar type of position as if we're doing a headstand. And then we're going to try to bring the elbows back almost as if you wanted to bring them behind the head, but keep pressing into the palms. It generates quite a bit of energy. And slowly lower back down, keeping the pressure on the palms until the very end. And again, we'll grasp the hands. This one is quite vigorous, as you see as I'm going to do it. My hands are shaking a little bit. I'm trying to pull the hands apart as I draw the elbows back. And let it go. So reaching as high as you can, drawing the arm back behind the head, I'm grasping hold of my lat muscles. Then I'm going to cross one arm over the other. You have the option to take the hand if it's there, or just simply grab hold of your shoulders. And I'll manipulate a little bit by wiggling the forearms to feel if there's any restrictions or available space in the shoulders. We'll do the other side, pulling the flesh of the lat muscles away from the arm a little bit as we reach back. And then draping one arm over the other, and your choice of either binding the arms like this or to just hold on to your shoulders as if you're hugging yourself. Either way, we lift the elbows up. So we're playing with internal-external rotation of the shoulders here. Trying to use a strong movement of the arm and shoulder joints in order to bring the palm of the hand behind the head, the back of the hand into the small of the back, alternating. Really good idea to be careful with this if you have any pain or pinching in the shoulders. It's a great exercise. Don't try to go too far or too fast. From here, we'll carry on from this position, rounding the back as if we want to touch the knee of the opposite side with the forehead. And then twisting in the other direction. Taking the left hand. Here I'm going to bring my head over towards the right knee. Roll up to a good straight back and then twist in the opposite direction. This really engages the back muscles and the abdomen. When we're done with our practice, take a few deep breaths, kind of grounding. Inhaling as we reach the arms up. Exhaling as the arms come down. Gradually relaxing deeper and deeper as we begin to settle into a standing meditation. This time the arms take a circular shape closer to the hips. You relax the body from head to toe and breathe.